Happening today, the city council is expected to override the mayor's veto of a minimum wage increase for San Diego.
Yeah, and that move could be just another, though, the expected move in a long battle over this issue. Joining us now, political consultant Laura Fink. So, Laura, if the city council overrides the veto as expected, what's next, and what's the likelihood that this will ultimately be decided by voters?
What's next is a fight on the streets of San Diego to gather signatures. We have two sides, one looking to gather signatures to put the minimum wage on the ballot, to essentially repeal what was passed and to put it on the ballot for voters to decide. But there's a strong opposition group running a decline to sign campaign that's working to discourage voters from signing these petitions. So we're going to see this play out in front of our supermarkets and in front of our retail stores.
Well, they need less than 34,000 signatures. How easy do you think that'll be to get in the 30-day window they have?
I think that the uphill climb is on the decline to sign campaign side, but let's keep in mind too that even a loss is a win here because they're going to be raising awareness as they hit the streets. But they still do have a chance. They have a shot at stopping this from happening. But 1,000 signatures a day is not a high bar.
Yeah. So in your opinion, do you think this will get to the ballot?
You know, it's hard to say at this point, but I think it stands a good chance. I know for sure that we're going to see a dialogue about the minimum wage, and don't forget earned sick days as well, as we debate among ourselves and as our elected officials engage in some political wrestling here.
Now, I know you've been a student of this. In other cities where they have imposed a higher minimum wage, has it driven small businesses out?
You know, I've seen it in terms of job growth or loss of jobs.
That's probably a better way to put it.
And in fact, there is a Cal Berkeley study that studied several cities over the course of the last several years, all the way up to $13 an hour. And I know ours is coming in at significantly lower than that. And they actually found no net impact when it came to job loss. But often, you know, there are ways that you can encourage and help businesses absorb these costs.
If this becomes a major campaign, first to get signatures, and if it goes beyond that, could there be a lot of money being infused into this to get people to vote their way, to get awareness out there?
Virginia, there will absolutely be a lot of money. And when you think about it, on one side right now, so far, it's mostly national restaurant associations and local restaurateurs, as well as hoteliers, that have a lot to lose if the minimum wage is raised in terms of their net profits. And so they're fighting hard against this. On the opposite side, you have a coalition of labor unions, of faith leaders, and some national organizations as well. So that's what is going to make it a dogfight, is that there may be an even playing field when it comes to the money.
Oh, very interesting. Our poll shows that San Diegans are about split, about 50-50 on this issue. We'll wait to see if that comes out.
Yeah, there you can see.
There it is right there, 49 and 49, yeah.
And Bill, what's interesting though is this poll comes in at 49-49. There's another poll that is out that has it almost with 2/3 support. So if you split the difference, it's a really interesting political issue for everyone voting on it, for the mayor who's vetoing it and for the council. Well, in some ways, the mayor, who is elected by a very small proportion of the electorate in a special election, that's how things go, will have to appeal to a much broader electorate, a bigger base of voters. And so this might be an opportunity for him to increase his base, but he chose not to do that. He chose to stick with his current base and not to try to have that broader appeal. But we're going to keep talking about this, and it's kind of a losing issue for him. So politically, you know, he went and took a risk here by opposing this.
Very interesting insight. Thank you. Laura Fink, thank you for your time and your insight.
Thank you.